Good morning, everyone. Welcome on this beautiful Wednesday morning. You may notice that we do not have a Carlos this morning. He is out tripping the light fantastic somewhere. And instead I have John with me this morning. Good morning, John. How you doing?
I thought he was skipping the live Fandango this morning. Is he tripping the light fantastic instead?
I got that wrong. That either one of those sounds like a euphemism for something bad. I'm not sure. But,
I think they're
anyways
lyrics from the '60s rooted in drugs. I think.
There you go. Actually, it comes from an old novel or something, doesn't it? Tripping the Light Fantastic. Anyways, whatever. Got co-opted. I know it from music as well. I think that's when it became re-popular again. So, but Carlos, yes, he's doing family stuff anyway. So we are here to take you through this pre-market activity, get you ready for the open here. And we have a couple of interesting things happening today. Once again, our price actually continued in the markets with some things moving. And we've got a couple of things on the economic calendar. John, have you had a chance to take a look at that? Because maybe you can give us a heads up on what's coming.
I always forget whenever I fill in here. This is the one thing I forget. So did you update this, Peter, or am I looking at yesterday's?
I did.
It's updated. Great. Okay, yes. We got housing starts at 8:30. So where'd they come in at?
Let me help you out with that. Housing starts came out at
please 2 classic start.
Basically, 1.3 million versus the 1.35 forecast, so it's slightly under. Interestingly, the building permits came out slightly over. 1.5 million building permits were issued compared to 1.4 forecast. So that shows maybe a growth in housing, but not enough for the market to really care, frankly. These are not as interesting to the market as what we've got going this afternoon. This afternoon's the big one, right? Everybody's been waiting eagerly every time we have an FOMC rate decision. This afternoon, we have another one coming out from the Fed. The expectation is that they're going to reduce the prime interest rate or the federal interest rate by 0.25% to bring us from 4.75 down to 4.5%. So that number, and I got the time wrong here, so pardon me. So at 2:00, the FOMC rate decision is released, and that's when the computers react. At 2:30 is when the press conference starts. I put it in here at 2, so that's my bad. But 2:30 is when that press conference starts. So usually what happens is the market gets this immediate reaction when the rate decision comes out. If it comes out to expectations like it did last time, the market really didn't do much. So that might be the case. If there's any surprise in that number, then all bets are off, right? We could go crazy. But 2:30, the press conference starts. It's usually about 15 minutes after that, 10 or 15 minutes after they get started late, the fixed comments, and then the questions come in that we may see some additional movement on the market, depending on how Powell chooses to answer some of the questions. So this afternoon could be interesting as we have that rate decision coming out and then the related press conference.
Yeah, so 25 basis points is the expectation, Peter. Have you heard anything about the probability of that being the case?
Yeah,
out of curiosity.
It's right now, looking at our FedWatch tool, is 95.4% that they believe that it's going to come out at that 0.25 point reduction. So there's only 4.6% of everyone out there that believes that it's going to be flat, and nobody thinks there's going to be an increase. So if they came out with an increase, the market would lose their collective minds. They would have no idea what to do, but that's not likely. It's likely to be that 0.25 point decrease that everybody's expecting. So that's where we sit. That being said, we do have some things this morning. We had some stuff moving yesterday, of course, as we talked about in the morning, and pretty much that played true with, maybe I should say some of it came true because we were talking about AVGO yesterday, Broadcom went back to its old habits. I found it really did not move very well yesterday, in my opinion, anyways. But our good buddies NVIDIA, Tesla, they did give opportunity because they like to keep moving. And I noticed some tickers that we looked at yesterday on the list today. And as usually happens right on a second day play, some have moved from the gap up to the gap down list. So we'll worry about those when we get there. All right, let's start on this gap up list and go through what we've got here. Starting with the one at the top of the list, which is Nuclear. I was looking this up earlier. Nucleus Inc. I think it's called NUKK. Let me plug that in here. NUKK, which is up 27% this morning with decent volume. 3.9 million shares traded. Really sort of weird situation in my opinion. But John, have you had a chance to take a look at the news? Because I was looking at this earlier.
Yeah, no, it does have some news. I feel like we are finally living in the future because all these stocks moving are quantum computing and nuclear energy. It's just if only we had a jetpack company on here as well. We do have an aviation company, which is pretty close. Yeah, Nucleus, a pioneer in the fintech sector, traditionally focused on crypto, announced it has successfully acquired a 51% controlling stake in Star 26 Capital, a defense acquisition company holding 95% ownership of Rimon. Rimon is a leading Israeli supplier of components for the Iron Dome. If that is the most convoluted bunch of relationships I've ever heard, but somehow a crypto company by way of another company is going to have 95% ownership of a company that supplies components for the Iron Dome system. We really are in the future.
I know. It does not feel like evil genius type stuff. Like, I mean, this is like shell company really hiding within shell company.
Yeah.
You know, don't worry, we're a crypto company, but now we're getting in defense. You're safe. It's all good. I'm not feeling it. Anyways, will it provide trading opportunities? I don't know. I mean, the price action so far this morning doesn't look that good. Looking at the 5-minute chart, even if I look at a 1-minute chart, pretty flat, despite the fact that it's up. Well, now it's up 31%, and it was clearly up more earlier this morning. I mean, we were all the way up here at $19 when it closed at 11, so that would have put us up over 50% earlier this morning, but the price action is not looking great. So probably not going to make my list. And just the very thought of this company makes me nervous. So yeah, I'm going to move on. You were talking about some of these. Our good buddy QUBT, or apparently I missed the joke yesterday, as Brian likes to call it, QBUT.
QBUT, yeah,
is once again on the move here.
I noticed Jared and I are both calling it QUBT in the room because it looks like qubit, and quantum computing uses qubits. So we've gone with that because QUBT is hard to say, and quantum computing is not as much fun. But anyway, took off Tuesday after what did it say? It received a contract from NASA for basically using this technology for imaging. So yeah, I traded this yesterday. I traded it morning and poorly in the afternoon, and it really got weird in the afternoon. It was very tough, but definitely big time in play yesterday. Actually, the day before too, right, Peter? Yeah. So expect this to be wild. I don't know how I don't know. It's definitely in play. Let's put it that way, but it's a tricky one, and the spread is a bit rough for its price as well.
Yeah, it's always hard to judge the spread pre-market, but if you were watching it yesterday, I'll take your word on that. I didn't actually trade it. I know that it was on our list and people were watching. In fact, it was on my list, but after the open was a little choppy for me, and I just said, you know what? Not loving it. I went back to my old standbys and was watching NVIDIA and Tesla primarily. So, third day play, but QUBT, as we'll call it, has been moving. So it might be a good target if it's something that you're willing to take the risk on and don't mind that spread. I notice it's hard to borrow, which means that you can't short it anyways. It's only tradable on the long side. So hard to borrow means that, it's not shortable. So there you go. All right. Well, there's QUBT. Again, probably not making my list. What else we got here? OKLO. That's one that I haven't seen around for a while. It was on our list. As you said, we're all about the future stocks. So this is ability, but was getting into nuclear. Are they doing again exciting?
They do have some news. OKLO, and a company named Switch have signed one of the largest corporate power agreements in history, a 12 gigawatt non-binding master power agreement. This would demonstrate a shared commitment to advancing sustainable energy. Blah blah blah. OKLO's Aurora powerhouses will provide reliable, clean energy for Switch's cutting-edge AI, cloud, and enterprise data center infrastructure. Like chocolate and peanut butter getting together here.
Okay, there you go. It's the Reese's peanut butter cup of the nuclear sector, I guess. All right, good for them. Look, the price action this morning actually doesn't look bad. I sort of like this price rise. It's been fairly stable. We've got 4 million shares traded on a 15% gain, so it's not bad. It is a NYSE stock trading in the New York Stock Exchange, which means you've got to be careful about that initial volume at the open. Make sure that the volume comes in before you jump into it again, in my opinion, because I always hate getting caught out when the volume pops, and that doesn't always happen right at 9:30 on these NYSE stocks. But it doesn't look bad this morning, and as we know by looking at the daily here, we can see that it's definitely been moving up and down. It's sort of been chopping in a range here, but maybe with this news today, it can get up over the $26 mark, which would be where I'm watching for it to rise. So I'll put this on maybe a secondary list. We can set some levels on it a little bit later. We'll see if we get any fun out of OKLO. I assume that's how you say it. OKLO? OKLO. Anyway. All right.
OKLO.
OKLO? Anyways, however you say it. All right. Let's move on. SMR. I mean, just continuing the theme here. Why not? Let's stick with nuclear. This is New Scale Power. They are up about 4% on a little under 1 million shares, only 700,000 shares in this case. Sympathy move, or do they have news?
Sympathy, I think. They had news 2 days ago that they, what was their news 2 days ago? Announced the opening of its next generation exploration center at that Ohio State University. But yeah, for that was 2 days ago. So I think this is moving because of the other nuke stuff.
Right. Okay. Well, then a sympathy move. I'd probably stick with OKLO. Anyways, the OKLO rather than this one. But if you like it, it's yours for the taking. Next on our list is one that I was talking about earlier, NVIDIA. It's continuing to at least do some stuff. I was noticing a lot of people talking about its sort of triple bounce here, head and shoulder type pattern, which often people believe is a sign that it's going to drop. I'm not sure I'm so convinced. Anyways, it's up 2% this morning on its usual 8 million share volume. So this thing has just been totally in play for months and months and months and months now. I assume it's just doing its NVIDIA thing. John doesn't have any specific news this morning.
No, I think it's just people are trying to buy the dip here, and you would expect it because it's been a sad story for NVIDIA for a few days now, and yeah, people obviously Tesla's getting the money, Amazon's getting the money, Google's getting the money, and they're pulling money out of NVIDIA. But it's still a monster. I think it'll be back. I don't know when. It's not really what I do to predict these sort of things. More of a Jared thing, but yeah, I think people are just buying this dip and seeing if they can start to push it back up again.
I agree with that. I think that NVIDIA is not going anywhere. It's going to continue to be in play, and just be patient with it. Wait for your opportunity, and then you can take advantage of it when it meets your criteria.
Actually, they did have a cool little the what did I see on Twitter? They get this little shoot. I'm going to try to talk tech here, and it's going to come out stupid. They got a new little box that the CEO is holding. It costs $250, and it does a lot of calculations. What would you call such a thing? It's a GPU or something. I don't know, but they said it's for it'd be good applications for robotics and things like that. This is a terrible explanation of what I saw. I'm just remembering this now. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. The Jetson Orin Nano Super Developer Kit. I think that's what it is. Yeah. It's yeah. I can only describe it as a little black box that does magic things. It's a magic box. It does great things, and it costs $250. And what costs $250 anymore these days? It just seems like a good deal for something from NVIDIA. It's a tiny AI
that's true,
supercomputer.
Actually,
yeah, right. I mean, you want an NVIDIA product, something that says NVIDIA on it for $250. I might just buy one just for the heck of it.
Just so you can have a magic box. All right. Well, that works out for you. That'll be great. Okay, well, the NVIDIA play definitely going on my list, so we can put that on the primary watch list. I'm always watching NVIDIA, and that leads us to the last one that I have on my gap up list. John, you said you wanted to see jetpacks. I mean, this is as close as we get these days. Archer Aviation. I mean, how about remote autonomous drones? Sort of the jetpack of these days.
I think we skipped jetpacks. We all thought it was going to be jetpacks, and then it ended up being quadcopters and drones and things like that. So you can't always see the future clearly. I still hold out hopes of jetpacks, but yeah, Archer Aviation and Anduril Industries, named after the famous sword from Lord of the Rings. I am that nerdy, I guess. Recently entered into an exclusive partnership to develop a next generation hybrid vertical takeoff and landing aircraft for defense applications. I think I read about this yesterday too, but yeah. So yeah, partnership with Anduril Industries.
Well, and that's timely news, of course, because if we recall, it was Elon that came out a little while ago and was saying that you'd have to be crazy to buy any more manned airplanes. Why aren't we just doing drones? And then everybody ran with that comment, and then all these remote drone companies sort of took off. So we'll see if that comes true. I mean, who knows? Changing defense spending habits is not a small task. So we'll see what happens. But Archer Aviation may be poised to make some value out of that. I know that at least in our chat room, I was talking with Megan about this. She's got a long-term position in Archer Aviation, so it's music to her ears if it can move up. And let me just look at this daily chart. If you jumped into this a couple of months ago, you're still feeling good one way or the other, because as it approaches $10, that's looking pretty good on a $3 investment. So as for day trading, if you want to jump into it, I personally have not found that it moves all that well for an intraday trade opportunity. So as you can see, it's almost like after hours, you can see this barcoding pattern. If I go to a 1 minute chart, you can see even pre-market, right? See how these little candles they're only like a penny wide. And they, again, when they look like a barcode, sorry, like this, I usually avoid it, because that tells me that while there might be volume, that volume is generally traded by the computers, not by retail traders, or at least some combination. There's always computers, right? Trading everything. That's okay. But if it's only computers, then it's hard to compete against them. So I usually stay out of it. Archer is one of those that typically I stay out of. So yeah, so not making my list. One just jumped up here at the bottom of our list. Let's just see what it's doing. RCAT, Red Cat Holdings, just made my list, just over 2% now in movement. That's why it I can see it just jumped up here. 400,000 shares. Don't like the look of it.
Yeah, I don't see any news on that one, Peter.
No.
I'm not sure why that one's on here. I will tell you something, a little trivia though, about the last thing we were talking about with Archer Aviation. They're teaming up with Anduril. I knew I read something about this company recently. Anduril Industries, they make drones and the remote vehicles, but for defense applications. I mean, they're for war. The guy who founded that company created the Oculus Rift, which was bought by Zuckerberg and Meta. So after he sold off the Oculus Rift, he went in to develop like drones. I think they're weapon systems actually for the defense industry. But yeah, so more evidence, Peter, of the nefarious intermingling of all these companies, right? The guy who makes the fun Oculus Rift goes off to make weapons of war. It never stops.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. Sergi is saying that Red Cat has a partnership with Palantir, PLTR. So that could be why they jumped up on the list here. I still don't see enough volume to really make it interesting so far today. I mean, that would be good news. I guess it's a bigger company than they are, but yeah, still not enough to get me excited. All right, so that's what I've got on the Gap Up list. I was looking this morning. Our markets generally were green. The Qs were sitting slightly green here this morning. I notice we've come down to pretty much our break even or last night's close, and the SPY was doing the same thing. It hasn't quite come down that far, still in the green. But overall, markets were sitting okay. John, anything on the upside that you were also looking at?
Let's see what's on my list here. Now it's one of those mixed mornings. I think I don't see anything on my watch list gapping up much at all. I mean, there's some stocks up about 1%. That's really nothing to write home about. No, it looks like a very flat day. So I will have to be patient today and see what becomes available.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. So let's look at the gap down list then, and we'll go from there. I noticed that, by the way, all the semiconductors are pretty much all gapping up, except for Broadcom that we mentioned, AVGO, which is gapping down marginally this morning. But everything else, NVIDIA, even AMD, which has been suffering a lot. I mean, AMD, as we know, if we look at it daily, right, it's just been down, down, and more down for the last couple of months. It's gapping up marginally this morning. But so maybe the semis will be having a good day, especially with interest rate coming down. Assuming, of course, they come down as anticipated, might have a slightly better day. It's all about debt servicing, right? And that interest rate is important to most companies that have their line of credit and floating bank loans, which again, most companies, U.S. companies, operate off of a debt basis these days, even if you're like NVIDIA, wildly profitable. Okay, let's take a look at the gap down list. On the top of it, I've got something that's CRVS, Corvus Pharmaceutical. I see they're gapping down 29% this morning. 2.7 million shares traded, as our good buddy Carlos would say, getting fired.
Yeah, there's some news here. The headline is, here we go. You know, it's always fun to read this stuff from the pharmaceutical companies as we try to make our way through these words. Corvus Pharmaceuticals announces interim data from placebo-controlled phase 1 clinical trial of soquelitinib for atopic dermatitis. I'm assuming it didn't go well.
That's easy
because
for you
it's
to say.
down. Yeah, right. Well, it says the data demonstrated a favorable safety profile and efficacy profile supporting the ongoing development of said thing that I'm not going to try to say again for atopic dermatitis. Actually, so it's good news, but you said it's down a lot, right?
It's down 20%. You know, it's funny. I'm not sure that we could ever trust what the company says, John. It seems like no matter what the results are, they're always like, it showed positive outcomes, or like, the spin is
Yeah,
always that it's a good thing. Somebody's not buying it, though,
that's
clearly.
I'm kind of reading it that way. Yeah. So yeah, their language. We are pleased with the early results. It doesn't sound like they're spiking a football necessarily, Um, yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, obviously
so,
whoever knows about this stuff read into it correctly, and it's not what people expected, I'm guessing.
right. So, anyways, they're gapping down on that news this morning. Again, despite the volume, again, decent volume. It's down now, down 31%, and clearly it was down a little bit more earlier today. I still not loving it. Not one that I'm going to take a lot of time with. If you guys don't mind the risk, then it might be an opportunity for you. It is shortable, so I see currently there's about 500,000 shares for short, at least on the DAS Trader platform. So you can take advantage of that if you want. The next one on the gap down list I've got is SIDU, Sidus Space. Oh, look, another space company. We are like nuclear space.
We are,
We're all about this today.
yep. Yeah, we're doing. We even did aviation in the atmosphere. Now we're out of the atmosphere in the SIDU space. What did they say? They announced that it's entered into definitive security. Okay, you're gonna have to tell us what this means, Peter, but I will read it to you. So SIDU announced that it has entered into definitive securities purchase agreements with accredited institutional investors for the issuance and sale of units consisting of shares of Class A common stock, together with warrants to purchase 1/2 of the number of shares of Class A common stock of the company at a price of $2.07 per unit on a brokered private placement basis for aggregate gross proceeds of approximately $14 million before deducting fees. What does that mean, Peter?
So basically, they're issuing about 7 million new shares. So it's a secondary offering. They say that they're going to be issuing them at a common price of $2.25. And then, of course, there's a bunch of riders to their preferred clients that they're issuing basically at like 1/100th of a penny. Basically, they're for free, but they can't give them away for free, so they charge some nominal crazy amount. So so it's dilutive. It's dilutive to the share value, which is probably why we're gapping down this morning. So when you issue another 7 million shares, what was the float on this? Let's see. See, the float was only 8 million shares. The fact that you're doubling the number of shares
Oh,
out
wow,
there,
yeah.
almost no wonder this thing is dropping, especially when you're issuing them at about half the price that the stock closed at. So normal type movement or related to this doesn't usually yield good trading. So I think we can probably move on, but that's what's happening there. All right.
Got it.
IonQ was the next one. IonQ is the name of the company is actually their ticker symbol. So there you go. 1.7 million shares, down just under 6%, 5.9%. I see they've had a couple of good days, so this might just be a pullback day. I'm imagining is this just a follow-on day, John, or is there something new happening with IonQ?
I think I'm checking one last time for news here, but I didn't find anything this morning. So, yeah, this is a quantum computing
Yeah.
company. Still don't see anything on it. So, yeah, they engage in the development of general purpose quantum computing systems in the US. It sells access to quantum computers of various qubit capacities. There's our word again. And the company makes access to its quantum computers through cloud platforms such as AWS, Azure, and Google's cloud.
Every
Yep,
time I
it's part
hear
of the fun.
qubit, wasn't isn't that how Noah measured the size of like the ark or
I was
something in
just gonna
cubits?
say that. Yeah, it was qubits, right? Oh yeah,
I think
what were
so.
those called?
I don't know what a qubit is really, but I guess it's been co-opted to this industry now. But it's
Yeah,
not
except
spelt the
it's
same way.
Noah's.
But
Yeah, Noah's qubit was with a C, CUBIT.
yeah, yeah,
Isn't that like your elbow to
exactly.
the tip of your finger or something like that, Peter? Is that a qubit?
Is it? I could be.
Yeah,
I have no
I think
idea.
it is.
That's
I remember my dad telling me that.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, there you go. All right, 40 qubits by 40 qubits, whatever. Okay. Anyways, qubits. So, IonQ, probably not one that I'm going to take a look at. And we've now got a few things on our gap down list that were on the gap up list yesterday. So these feel like second day plays, starting with whiskey or WKEY. Wise key is really what they are. You know that I'm going to say it
Freudian
as
slip
whiskey.
there, Peter. Peter sees whiskey everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, yeah, was there news? Oh, yeah. So WiseKey is developing the next generation of quantum root of trust or quantum root keys, an advanced cryptographic solution designed to secure digital identities, blah, blah, blah. Launch of the quantum root key is expected as early as Q1 2025. So
Yeah,
they
and
do have some
we were
news.
looking at these guys yesterday because they've been gapping up over the last few days. I know we talked about it, Carlos and I, yesterday morning. I didn't like the way it moved yesterday, so I'm unlikely to enjoy it. I mean, look at this price action yesterday, right? Pretty flat over the course of the day, so I don't think it's going to get any better today. So I'm probably going to move on. Another one that I would put in that same bucket is our friend Soundhound that we've looked at over the time. Again, look at this price action at the open. I mean, there was a nice drop off the open, but hard to catch in my opinion, and then very, very choppy. So, difficult price action. Today's probably not going to be any better. It's got 1.5 million shares. John, I'm just going to keep moving unless there's some specific news.
Nope.
And there you go. And then in the same space, right? We're talking AI, we're talking quantum. The other one that tends to go with qubit is QBTS. I notice it's gapping down, whereas qubit was gapping up slightly. Good volume, right? 9 million shares here on QBTS. So it's definitely in play from a volume perspective. From a price action perspective, same thing as what I was talking about on the other one. See how choppy it is at the open, right? No directional play, which I find very difficult to trade. So you want to be careful with those, and one that I would probably avoid. Last but not least for this morning, I've got Tesla. Tesla on our list. It's always a decent mover. You can see some wild price action yesterday off the open. A little hard to gauge, but it did give some moves in the close. We were watching it yesterday into the close to see if for a third day in a row, let's look at a daily chart here, it could close at an all-time high, because for the previous 2 days it had closed at all-time highs. Yesterday, it was at a new all-time high, but it wasn't the high of the day, right? So 3 days in a row, it got to it. It created a new all-time high, but yesterday it didn't quite close at the absolute high of the day. But still, look at Tesla, man. Never count this thing out. It just, I keep saying, why were we ever doubting Tesla back here, back early this year when a thing had dropped down to, around your $140, and we're like, maybe we should be careful with it. Had you jumped in there, you'd be pretty happy. Now that it's sitting at $460. But
Yeah,
here we are.
Regret everywhere. Yeah, it made a legit run at 500 yesterday. So that's looming. That's the big number, and it's no surprise that it's going to get a little shy as it tries to get up there.
Yeah,
I think we'll see some fun action on this.
So if it can get some movement higher, yeah, there's a good opportunity. I mean, it's definitely in range. I know that it's another $30, but for Tesla, that's very, very possible if it gets the momentum. Who knows? Maybe the interest rate work today, this afternoon, will be enough to push it, but we'll see. My honest guess is it'll probably be another few days before Tesla can make that move towards or at the $500 mark, but I'm pretty confident it's going to get there. I'll give it like a 98% chance it's going to get up to and over 500. Whether it holds or not, I have no idea, but my guess is at some point it's going to get there, and probably some point sooner rather than later based on the way it's been moving. But will today be that day? Who knows, right? I said doesn't feel likely, but it's possible. So I'll keep it on my watch list just because I like Tesla. I like the way it moves. So we will take a look at that. John, how about gap down opportunities? Anything you've got moving downward that you want to talk about?
Let's see. In my watch list, Tesla, we just talked about. Is there anything else? Mara's down 1.8, but that's just Mara, I think. What's Coin doing? Coin's down about 1%. And I don't know if I have MSTR. MSTR is actually a little bit green. So I don't think there's anything particularly going on with crypto. I noticed Bitcoin was down a little bit this morning, but it's going to do that. No, I'm telling you, man, it's just like all kind of flat stocks. I'm going to have to be I'm going to say it again. I got to remember to be patient this morning, because I can usually tell from this kind of watch list that I'm probably not going to have a super fun morning.
Well, there you go. Caution is definitely warranted on a day like today. Again, keep in mind, we may get some sluggish or more sluggish movement than normal in the morning because of that interest rate decision that's coming out this afternoon. A couple of things I was watching that are gapping down. PLTR, a lot of members in the room are watching it. It's definitely been trading in a range for the last 2 weeks or so. But I'm waiting to see if it's going to really sort of pop out there. Yesterday, I didn't like the price action at the open, but for the balance of the day, it actually made some good moves. So there's was some opportunity to take advantage of if you were watching PLTR throughout the day. I was also watching Microsoft just to see what it was going to do, and it was again very choppy at the open. Made an interesting move right around between 10 and 11 o'clock, then went back into choppy mode. So Microsoft is not actually doing all that much. And then the other one in this, the Magnificent Seven bucket was Apple, which I was surprised to see the strength off the open, and then for the rest of the day it held it, but was again in a fairly tight range there. So Apple not doing much this morning, down about 0.4%. On the earnings front, we're pretty much out of earnings season. There's not much happening. This morning we did have GIS, General Mills, which did beat their numbers. They did have a positive top and bottom line earnings. But I noticed they're gapping down about 4% this morning. They don't typically get a lot of pre-market volume. Once again, a NYSE stock means it's trading on the New York Stock Exchange. So typically they get lower volume pre-market. GIS, not always a great trading stock, but it was the only thing of note that had earnings this morning. And then after the close today, we will have earnings from Micron. So Micron's one of those ones that issues their earnings sort of late in the calendar. And looking at trading terminal here, we can see that Micron has got earnings after the close. So that's something for us to look forward to. I think their earnings, usually they're like 4 When is it happening today? 4:05, something like that. It's usually like right
405,
after the
yeah.
close. 4:05. Yeah, there you go. So we might watch that after the close to see what they're doing, but they're the only ones again of note really having I mean, there's a couple, Lennar Corporation and AIG, they also have earnings, but Micron is likely to be the only one with any volume, which means that over the course of the day today, probably not going to be a great traders. You're just going to sit in position waiting for earnings. But yeah, if you're interested, then there you go. You can mark that on the calendar for after the rate decision and after the closing bell. Okay, all that being said, let's make sure we stay on schedule here this morning as we move through. In the room or on YouTube, you guys have anything else that you're watching that we haven't talked about that you think we should make a mention of? What else you got? I see on YouTube somebody's mentioning Burke. Probably not something that's going to move a lot. Is this Birkenstock Holdings? I noticed they did have earnings this morning as well. Again, not I don't really follow them just because I've never seen them trade volume. I think they beat their numbers, John, if I got that right. Looks like they beat on revenue and earnings, bottom line.
Yeah, it says here Q4 earnings beat, revenue surge. Are they up or down? They're up, right? Yeah.
They're up. Yeah, they're up.
Yeah,
8%.
people are buying hippie shoes again. That's good.
There you go. Hippie shoes for nerd shoes. Yeah, I used to work at Nortel or BNR. We used to jokingly call that the big nerd ranch because you'd see the guys wandering around and they're literally they had pocket protectors and their Birkenstocks with socks, and it was just one of those things. You just had to shake your head and go with it. So, all right. I see somebody, Francis on YouTube, was mentioning RGTI. What is this one?
Oh yeah, that's
Computing
Rigetti
Inc.
Yep. No, I didn't find any news on them, but it's another quantum computing company with a surprising name. I don't want to, sounds like I'm stereotyping, but it sounds more like a spaghetti company than a quantum computing company. But I like that because the rest of them have all these, quantum futuristic names, but they just went with Rigetti.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Mr. Rigetti or Mrs. Rigetti, who founded the company, I assume. I don't know. Anyways,
let's go with that.
Yeah, let's go with it. They have had a good rise. Look at the daily chart. I mean, they've come from like being a penny stock up to $11. So good rise over the last couple of months as they've been riding the wave. Good volume this morning too. I'm surprised. 23 million shares traded. I don't love this price action. It's sort of it's in a range here, but it doesn't look bad. Has anybody traded this? I see that, for instance. Francis, you're mentioning it on YouTube. Have you actually traded it? What did it look like? You see yesterday morning, the open trading wasn't that good, but it did get some move midday. I don't know how the Pig Wrestler traded RGTI yesterday. Okay, so a couple people have. So yeah, it might be a good opportunity. Again, I like the volume and I like the pre-market action so far. I'm surprised. That might be an option to let's set some levels on it. We'll put it on our list. I'm going to write it there so I don't forget it, so we can get some levels and see what's happening with that. All right, so we've got a couple of things that may be potential. So let me go into our chat room. Did I miss anything? Rigetti spaghetti. Yeah, we talked about that one. Everybody's going with the pasta jokes now, John. Rigatoni. Rigetti spaghetti.
That reminds me of Rigatoni as well. It was founded by Chad Rigetti, by the way. I was hoping for a Luigi or an Anthony, but Chad Rigetti or Rigetti.
Chad's not the typical name you get for CEOs or company founders, is it?
Not typically, no.
Not to stereotype, but all right. Okay, so that's what we've got, guys, on the gappers list. We've got a couple of good targets here. So Brent, maybe just for addition, on the primary, we've got NVIDIA, we've got Tesla, and on the secondary, I've got OKLO, and I'm going to put RGTI on there just because people have mentioned it. And again, it doesn't look bad. So let's set some levels for it. People are posting some interesting pictures in our chat room here. So I love it.
I think that's
all
Chad.
Right. That's Chad, apparently. There he is. Okay, so let's then talk about what's happening in the community on this Wednesday. We always have activities for you, and this Wednesday is no different. So, John, take it away.
Yeah. And I will say this every time I get to do the pre-market show, I'm going to make this point. We get great attendance on Tuesday night webinars. In fact, who did it last night? Lenny did like something on the ABCD last night, right? I'll bet you that was a well-attended webinar because people love themselves some strategy webinars. But do you love psychology webinars? This is where the true mastery of day trading happens. You gotta master your own mind. Mike is saying, yeah, that there was good attendance last night for Lenny's thing, and no doubt about it, Lenny puts out great stuff. But tonight we got Dr. Vanessa Charland at 8 p.m. Eastern. She'll be talking about trading beyond fear, mastering the psychology of risk and resilience. Please check it out. I think it's the first time we've had her. So please come check that out and get your head right. And the next week is Christmas. And so there's nothing going on except what do you do for Christmas for psychology? Have a good time and be with your family and be a good person. And we got Nathan's book map. I always stumble on the word book map, and it's not particularly hard to say. Book map webinar today. Nathan is going to be talking book map Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern. That's noon. And you definitely want to check that out. Book map is becoming very popular here in the community. And Nathan is the master of that software. So come join him and learn about that. And if you'd like to join us here at Bearable Traders, there's a number of ways to do that. I think if you're kind of curious and you think you might want to dip your toe in and see what happens behind the scenes after YouTube gets shut down, come join us in the chat room because the fun does not end. It goes, you guys see Andrew and Brian in the morning. Once they sign off, we got Thor at 11 o'clock. People on YouTube don't get to see that. That's a very, very popular hour. It has been for years. Thor from 11 to noon. And then we got moderators throughout the rest of the day. So for $39, come join us for a week and see if you like it. And then if you want to stick around, you can bump up to the $99 per month basic membership for basic access, or we recommend the elite membership that gets you into all those webinars we talked about, like Lenny's webinar last night on the ABCD strategy, like Dr. Charland tonight. If you want to see that stuff, bump up to elite. And the best deal of all is that elite annual.
Okay. Thank you, John. All right, guys. We're doing good here. We're right on schedule. Now it's time to set some levels. I've got a couple things, a couple other stocks I'll just look at. I've got AFRM up on the screen in the chat room. A couple people are asking about that. What's it doing? It's not really doing much. It's really been in a tight range for the last couple of weeks here. You can really see the daily is stuck in there. This morning, not a lot of volume. It's only traded, it's traded 3.8 million shares, but I can't even see them on the chart. Right, I don't like that. I don't like when there's a mismatch between what the volume says and what I'm actually seeing. So, whether it moves well or not, I don't know. Yesterday, it certainly got a move sort of through the afternoon. It's the big move of the day on AFRM, but the morning, looked a little rough to try and trade. So some risky trading in there. But if you like it, by all means, that's yours. And the other one people are asking about was SMCI. I hadn't talked about that. It's been fairly quiet. I don't know. I'm waiting for SMCI. They sort of. Remember they had that statement, I think it was early last week, where their new auditors had said they've seen no sign of malfeasance or problems, but they haven't actually issued their statements, which are still late, which is not a surprise, right? It's going to take a while to produce those, but I'm surprised to see SMCI still holding up as well as it is. But as a trading stock, the intraday action I don't think has been fantastic. Not a great one to try and take a trade on. I'd rather focus on some of the other offerings that just consistently and regularly give us better movement, like my good friends Tesla and NVIDIA. All right. Farhad is mentioning one last one. I'll just take a look. I have a second here. Google, not doing anything special this morning. 300,000 shares, down 0.44%. Where's it sitting on the daily? Yeah, Google's up here, right? It crossed once that $200 threshold, and then was that just yesterday? When did it do this? Oh yeah, look at that. Yesterday morning. Well, yeah, it doesn't look like it's eager to do that again this morning, but we'll see what happens. Google, not doing much so far this morning, so maybe not one that's in play. All right, let's go to setting some levels. We'll start with the relatively new stuff, anyways. OKLO. Let's take a look at that. If I go to the daily here, OKLO sitting currently at about $21.30. I like this level here, right around $24. I'm definitely going to watch it because I think if it gets over this $24 range, then we've got a good shot to get up to, like I was pointing out earlier, the $26 areas where really, if it breaks through that, we are off to the races. Now that's a little ways to go. $5 is a big gain. There'll be another 20% in price increase. So I don't know necessarily that it's going to make it today, but those are the levels that I watch. On the downside, well, we got the lows of the previous 2 days that'll sort of keep me honest down there. In fact, we have both the highs and the lows of the previous 2 days down below there as we are gapping up this morning. So that'll give me the levels I can watch on OKLO. The other one that we were looking at is Rigetti Spaghetti. That's going to stick in my head now all day. But RGTI moving up higher here. Now, I don't, is this an all-time high? If it's all-time high, that makes it more interesting, but it means we have less levels. Whoa, what's going on here? Less levels to look at. And it does look like we are at all-time highs. It looks like this thing just IPO'd back in 2022. And on its IPO day, it got to a high of $11.36. And we did spike higher than that earlier this morning, despite moving lower right now. So we'll see what we can get on this one. It's we obviously have the high that was set yesterday, which was $11.20. That's already marked on my calendar. On my chart. And then, of course, the close, which is at $11.13. So those are levels to watch to the top side. Of course, if we break through that, we could go higher. On the downside, I'm going to have to go to like an hourly chart. Let's see what we've got. There's a great level here, and that would happen to coincide with the the high of 2 days ago, which is $9.84. That's a great level. You can see cutting across here, this red dotted line on my chart, already marked. That's definitely something I would watch to the downside. So we'll see. I don't know if this one's actually going to give us some good tradable price action, but I don't mind the way it looks this morning. So we'll keep the non-spaghetti company on the list here and see what happens. That leads me to some of the more regular candidates here. NVIDIA. We know NVIDIA has been trading in a fairly sort of tight range here over the last couple of weeks. If it does break to the downside, this area that we've got marked right here, the low of yesterday, which is sitting by 126.76. Is that what the low actually was? 126. It's coming right off my chart. 86 is actually the low. So I've got that marked already. I'm going to definitely watch that. If we break through that, there could be a lot of movement to the side. You can see I've got some earlier levels at 123.34 that'll keep an eye on, and 117.50. These purple lines on my chart are what I'm looking at. To the top side, well, I also have some daily levels marked here already. 136.16, 135.50, and then way up here at 140.76. I don't think we're going to get there today, but you never know. I'm ready in case we do. Those levels are the things that I'll keep an eye on. And then last but not least for this morning, Tesla. You can see I've got lots of levels marked on my daily chart. Pretty much all of them are below the price action because we've moved up so heavily. And, well, I haven't been paying attention as I've been on vacation the last little while. So let me go to an hourly chart. We'll see what it gives me. Well, I can see the low of the previous day is down here at 157.51. That gives me the low that I'll definitely watch. If we break through that, we've got lots of room to the downside, where you have the low of 2 days ago, which is right down over here at 436.15. So those are already marked on my chart. You can see the red dotted lines once again here, with the current price sitting at 467 roughly. So I've got some good bracketed levels. If we go to the top side, well, yesterday's close, which was not quite all-time high, but close enough at 479.86. Gives me an area to watch. And of course, the whole dollar number at 480 is something that we'll keep an eye on. So if we can break through that, well, then we've got the all-time high, which is at 483.99. That's the number we were eagerly watching yesterday to see if we could close above that at a new all-time high, which we did not. But Tesla, all of this is in range. Tesla's got a big movement. It can easily move $20 in a day. So, in fact, it could move $20 off the open. So just be careful with it. But I think Tesla's a good candidate because it's just been showing great volume and great movement here. So we'll see what it does. That's what I've got on my list. That's what I'm watching. My good buddy AMD. You guys know I'm an AMD lover, but that being said, I have not been trading it a lot recently. The has not been great. I've been defaulting more to NVIDIA than I have to AMD, so I keep an eye on it. But yeah, it's been relatively boring. You can see these price action candles are getting smaller on average, so AMD is not moving as much as it used to. All right, with that, I said I've got some levels that I like. Hopefully our moderators are getting their lists in. My list for this morning, well, you can see it at the bottom of the screen. NVIDIA and Tesla are the two that I think I like best, that I'm primarily going to be watching. And then OKLO and RGTI are ones that I'll take a look at. The only other one that we talked about this morning that I'm sort of ambivalent about is this NUKK, this what is it called? Nucleus? It was something like that. Nucleus. I have to admit, it's not so much the price action, which is okay but not great. Just a weird company, right? Moving from crypto space to buying a defense company through shell companies, and it all feels sketchy to me. But that usually means that you don't get excellent trading action, right? Price action. So I'm thinking that it feels like one of those ones that could have a great possibility for big movement. Like it's already up 40% this morning, and it went as high as $24, which is another like 60% above this. So this thing really could move. So if you don't mind the riskiness of this stock, it might be a good opportunity on NUKK. But I said honestly, I won't put it on my list. I'll just wait and see what it does, and if our members in the room mention it with eagerness, I might take another look at it. So that's what I got. John, maybe you can tell us what our moderators are throwing onto their lists.
Let's look. All right. So Thor, Spies and the Qs, Amazon, Meta, Andrew, QUBT, Tesla, NVIDIA, OKLO, Jared, QUBT, Amazon, NVIDIA, Tesla, Mike, Tesla, NVIDIA, Megan, Tesla, NVIDIA, Pierre, NVIDIA, Amazon, and Meta. A lot of NVIDIA and Tesla. So, and a little QUBTs thrown in there. Brian, Tesla, NVIDIA. There's some more right there. Also Microsoft and Amazon. Microsoft could be a good one. It's been nice lately. Avi, the whole Mag 7 and AMD. Myself, NVIDIA and Tesla. No surprise. I threw UNH in there just out of curiosity. I had an alert from yesterday for at the high day for UNH, and it just pinged off again. I noticed it's up about 2%. I might take a peek at what that's doing this morning. I suspect the spread on that is probably atrocious. I've never really traded it. And then Eamon is looking at some potential longs in CLF, UNH, and CVX. I wonder what CLF is. What is Eamon looking at? So sneaky.
Cleveland Cliffs. I remember that. They're a mining company.
Cliffs. Huh.
Yeah, they don't look good. But Eamon looks for different things, so makes sense that he might be looking at that. And I notice you and he both have UNH, like you said. Yeah, that spread is like $1.90 right now, so it's not looking that good. But that's typical for UNH. A lot of backlash against UNH after the killing of their CEO, and interesting. Anyways, the healthcare system in the U.S. fascinates me in a train wreck type of way. But yeah, it's certainly gotten some press recently. Okay, guys, we need to get to our live traders because we only got about 6 minutes to the open. I know that Andrew is out there. I haven't seen him in the getting ready here, but I'm sure he's getting ready. Let's turn those cameras on. Let's get ready for the open. We got he and Brian that look like are going to be live trading with us this morning, and we can let them get to it. And guys, whatever you do out there, make sure you trade smart. Stick to your strategies. Make sure you trade against what you said you're going to do. You do not want to have regret and bad discipline on any trading day, especially not a day like today when we've got that a Fed announcement this afternoon. So as a reminder, that's at 2:00 when you got the Fed rate announcement. The expectation is we'll get a 25 basis point or a quarter point drop on that to bring the prime interest rate down to 4.5%. And then we've got the press conference that starts at 2:30, right, when Powell gets up and talks, and that may move the market as well. So keep those in mind. But for this morning, we're going to hand it over to our good buddies Andrew and Brian. I see Brian's room, if not Brian. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. How's life?
Good Fantastic. Morning. It's good to see you back in Vancouver.
Thank you so much. Yes, I appreciate that. There is Brian. This is fish from you.
Or maybe I should say it's good to see your forehead back in Vancouver. Oh, there he is. There's the whole face.
There he is. He's got his pants on too.
Oh, you
Well,
put
I
the
don't know
pants
that.
on
I
that.
can't say that for sure.
Why? You should have seen it.
All right.
It was a passing
So, I'm back in Vancouver. So good to be back. Yesterday, I came back after 3 weeks of traveling in South America. Life is good. I miss trading this whole QBT mania.
Mhm.
That is something that I have big FOMO on that. How are you guys? You do on YouTube? You guys are good.
How'd the race
Surviving.
in Costa Rica go, Andrew?
The race in Costa Rica was great, but was actually the problem was that I didn't finish the 65 kilometer that I wanted. I felt so tired that I just did a 35 kilometer, and this is the first time that actually in any race ever I have to reduce my mileage because my body was just really, I've never seen my body exhausted so much. So that was a big wake-up call that maybe I need some lifestyle change. So I have to look at it, or I accept that I aged. I can't run like that anymore. One of these two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're over the hill.
Yeah, either was the frog in Colombia or too much party in Colombia or Maradona in Colombia. Overall, it was a big wake up call. So, and I also didn't run like almost 3 weeks that I haven't run. So that's also
Well, I thought that
something.
might have been the biggest contributor if you're not training for stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
All right. So,
all right.
All right,
but
guys.
trading was
Good luck
pretty
at the
good.
Open. Have
Thanks.
fun. We'll talk to you again tomorrow morning.
All right.
Thank you,
Cheers.
Brian.
Thank you, Peter.
It's good
Thank
that
you.
we didn't sell the Tesla calls. Do you remember that I was going to sell the Tesla
Mm.
calls? That would have been a
Well, I know,
disaster.
but it was out. Well, it was at. It went up to 480. It closed it. It was as high as 485 almost here. So we're selling off. I'm short a little bit right now on Tesla.
NVIDIA.
I think we'll see what it does at the open. It's been selling off at the open, and then
How
coming
does
back up.
OKLO trades? The OKLO seems like a very interesting price range, and order flow is really nice on it. Like it has already 5 million shares, so I'm really see if I can actually trade the OKLO. It reminds me of SMCI.
Yeah, I had. I did have some in the swing in my swing trade. I got rid of it too early, obviously. But
Is
I
that
don't know that it
nuclear
really.
energy or it's a different one?
Yes, it's a Sam Altman stock. It's his small nuclear reactor deal, SMR.
Mm.
Yeah, so anything Sam Altman touches is should be golden. It's like Musk.
Mr.
It
Oligarch,
looks like
Sam
shit.
Altman.
Yeah.
All
How's
right,
my
so
mic this
Gary
morning?
L.
Can you hear me
Huh?
okay?
Yeah,
How's my
it's
mic this
much
morning?
better now. Yeah,
Okay.
much better now.
Yeah, I think I might have been on the wrong mic this or yesterday.
Yeah, try that because yesterday I messaged Brian that I think it's best for him check his mic because everybody sounds clear. I was watching it yesterday at the airport. Everybody was clear except my Brian. It's like puffy a little bit, and the quality of the sound is super important. How's the quality of my voice, guys, in YouTube and in chat room? It's clear, good, yeah, like Beyonce.
Yeah, I like Beyonce. Well, that's what you want to. That's what you aspire to, for sure. Yeah, good. Thanks, Aaron.
All right. Ding, ding,
Here
ding,
we
ding, ding,
go.
ding, ding,
Okay.
ding.
Ding,
Let's
ding, ding.
make some money, guys. Volume
Okay,
and
here we go.
NVDA. Very nice.
Here we go.
Very nice
I'm going to
volume
cover.
NVDA, guys.
Yeah, covering some Tesla short. Amazon
All right,
popping
QBT,
back
we don't
up
have shares
here.
for short. Guys, remember in the chat room, you should be able to see my screen, entries and exits. But in the YouTube, it's a little bit delayed, guys. So what you hear is like 5-10 seconds delayed. And also you won't be able to see me. I'm looking at QBT potential opening range breakup if it comes above the VWAP. Right now, it's so very weak. And I don't have shares for short. But if it does bounce back, would be really good volume on QBT, quantum computing.
Short
SMCI, no
Tesla
volume.
again. Here we go. Oh, it's coming down now. Ah, yes, here we go. Ooh, yeah, gonna cover some for 64. It's pretty
Tesla.
choppy right now, guys. Yeah, just
PLTR
keeping
is
my
popping
size
up.
small on these. Yeah, PLTR is going.
Uber is also hitting the scanner.
All right. I'm going to step away from
So
Tesla
I'm
for a
watching
little while, let it
QBT.
settle out.
Above the VWAP could be a good long. Like it's, yeah, the spread is 10 cents. Be careful, share size, super important on this. I'm going to get a long on it and see if we can get filled 1910, 1920. All right. Let's see, popped up. Let's see if we can continue
Long,
the move.
I'm long PLTR.
Oh, QBT, guys. QBT long at 1910. It's very, very crazy. Let's see if we can go break the high pre-market.
Oh,
It's
here we
getting
go.
out 1979, 1980. See if we can get the
selling
break of 20.
selling more PLTR.
NVDA is also going up, guys. NVIDIA is going up too. I'm long NVIDIA too, 134.17. NVIDIA.
Yeah,
Tesla is coming up
Microsoft's
too.
dropping.
Oh, QBT is dropping.
Yeah, you have to be careful with that thing. It's crazy.
I got out of QBT, guys, with a loss. NVDA, I'm long NVDA, guys. I'm adding more on NVDA, 134.44. I had a bad loss on this QBT. Really bad. OKLO.
I'm out of PLTR, so I get a nice little move on that one. It's
I'm
up at
long NVDA.
R6. And
I'm adding a little more on NVIDIA. I had a really bad loss on QBT. I lectured you about size and then I took a big size on it. All right, so let's see if NVIDIA go to 135. I'm heavy size on it. Let's see if you can go there. NVIDIA is going up very nicely. QUBT. Look at it. If NVIDIA goes up to 135, I think we have NVIDIA 135.
NVDA. Just looking at options right now on it as well. Yeah, NVIDIA is kind of popping back. I kind of expected it would do that, kind of drop below the, seen the stocks do this so many times. They kind of drop below a support level and then come back up, especially in a stock like NVIDIA. Tesla's sinking.
Yeah, Tesla is sinking. Yeah, I'm back long on QBT, guys, 1880. I'm back long. Fucking NVIDIA is dropping. Back long on QBT at 1880 this time. Let's see if you can break the 20 this time. UBT long. I'm gonna get out of NVDA. Let's see what NVIDIA is doing. I'm long QBT, guys, at 1918. Let's see if like the spread is a little bit better now. Let's see if this time wants to go to break of 20. The hard pre-market is at 1995. 20 would be a very good level. I'm long, guys, heavy on it. Okay, now big ask at 20. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
I'm long.
Oh,
I'm long some puts on Tesla.
Nice.
Long some puts on Tesla. There we go. That's nice.
QBT, guys. QBT long on it.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
This was against everything that I was. I took a big size on QBT this time, but I got lucky. Let's see if NVIDIA stays below the VWAP2. I'm still long on NVIDIA too, guys, which is not great right now. If I can get out of NVIDIA at break-even, I would do that. PLTR, I call PLTR, I think 78 on PLTR would be something, huh? Yeah, this is going to get halted for sure. Yeah, QBT is a halting candidate, that's for sure. The PLTR might go through 77 now. That's
maybe
very strong.
Gets 77. Yeah, after that pullback. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a good place to enter.
It's a good place to enter.
Got that initial pop on it.
All right, let's see if NVIDIA is doing. I'm getting out of NVIDIA at break even if I can. I'm long also PLTR. Let's see for the break of 77, we can do that. All right, NVIDIA is coming back to my break even point. Should I get out of it or? Yeah, I think I should get out of it.
It's popping back up.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. So NVIDIA is good. Actually, I'm getting out of PLTR. You know, after breaking 77,
for another flush here on Tesla. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Another leg lower. Yeah, here we go.
Guys,
Yes.
I'm still long NVIDIA, guys. I'm all out of PLTR. Oh, PLTR was a bad entry. NVIDIA is good. 135 on NVIDIA.
All right.
It's still long QUBT, guys.
Yeah. Geez, I knew Microsoft was going to sell off. Jesus.
All right, long NVIDIA and QUBT, guys. QUBT is popping up.
All right. I just sold some more 465 puts at 1405. There's
Aloha, guys. Anybody in QUBT? Nice. Nice. 21 on QUBT. How did I miss trading it? Because it was yesterday, I wasn't trading it.
Yeah.
Nice. NVDA 135. I'm still long NVDA, guys, as well. So I want both NVDA and QUBT. Getting out more on QUBT. I should have added more on that. Wow, this quantum computing is crazy. NVDA, I might actually add a little more on NVDA here for the break of 135. I'm
NVIDIA
long
looks
NVDA.
Like it wants to go.
Yeah, huge ask at, okay, there you go. Huge ask at 135. I added heavy size. Half of those asks are mine. Boom, there you go. Nice. Nice, 135.
Still short some Tesla here. There's way more orders hit here to the downside. See if we get
wow,
into
what a
those.
day, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. Shit, too much excitement. PLTR, I got out of PLTR because it was really a bad entry. That was a crazy day. Yes. Down, PLTR wants to go up. What's QBT? I still have QBT. QBT 21, very nice. I'm adding more here. Sorry, getting out more at 2085, 2090. Wow, that today turned out to be one of the best days that I had in my life. Wow. QBT. Guys, did anyone take QBT second round? Holy moly. Wow. It's
Yeah,
so good to be back
I
to
can't
Vancouver.
take that. Can't take
Funny,
that
my
crap. Jesus, look at it go. It's still
I should add more on it. NVIDIA is going up too.
okay, I'm gonna get stopped out of the rest of my puts on Tesla.
Yeah.
Break even.
QBT. 22.15. I can't believe this. Look at that. It's gonna get halted soon. You can see, Sam, my entries and exits in the chart. Let it get halted, and then I'm gonna talk about it. So see, this is my first trade, and then the second trade was here at 1850. So essentially become like a 5-minute win range breakup. I should have added on these pullbacks, but I didn't. I still have time to add. NVDA is pulling back. Let's see what NVIDIA is doing. My NVIDIA average is 134.37. Let's see if I get a stop that or not. QBT 2250. Adding a little bit more on NVIDIA here on this pullback 135.12. Let's see if we can get another break of high today. What's Tesla doing? Tesla is doing nothing.
Yeah, Tesla just
Right.
rolled over again. Damn, after stopping me out. It's gonna go lower now.
All right, NVDA, let's see if we back of high today. 135 was a very important level, broke out. Let's see if we can go one more time, guys. As you see, I added the 135, partialing here, leave it. Beautiful. Wow. AVGO, what's AVGO doing? AVGO is not really. NVIDIA 136, guys. It was right about time to NVIDIA go. See, Jim Cramer called it yesterday. You make fun of Jim? Jim called it yesterday that NVIDIA is going to bounce back heavy on Twitter. People making fun of Jim, but Jim is right. Jim is always right.
I think there's an ETF that's like the Cathy Wood one. It's like a
Yeah, the ticker
can't
is
remember what it's
SGIM,
called.
short Jim. SGIM.
Short Jim.
SGIM. There's another one called LGIM, long Jim.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, they just. All right, QBT. It's still long, guys, on QBT. Let's see.
Tesla's
going to
go now.
Adding a little QBT, guys. Let's see. My new average is 1996. I'm adding more on QBT, guys. Let's see for another break. Oh, there you go. Oh. This is too easy. Look at this. Guys, I swear to God, I look at the funded accounts. You've lost money today. I shoot myself in the head. Like, how do you lose money on the funded accounts? Like, is this QBT is the D wave or it's different? It's different from D wave, huh? Yeah,
it's just different.
Because I know D wave is
yeah.
in Vancouver, the company. I've been to D wave. D wave stock is different, huh?
I think QU.
No, the QBTS.
QBT.
D wave is QBTS. QBTS. That one is also up too. Yeah, QBTS. Back to the IPO price, I think. Yeah, did the IPO 2 years ago. I did around $11. Now it's back up. Yeah, quantum computing is the thing.
Yeah, quantum computing. It's the hottest. It's the hot sector right now for sure. Anything related to quantum computing, even though they don't know exactly what it can do or how it can be useful. Oh, look at PLTR is still going.
Tesla is going up, guys. Quantum computing can solve very sophisticated and multi-layer problems.
Yeah.
Like, for example, a lot of these operational problems, the solution can be much, much faster by quantum computing. That's what
I think the
that's as much as
problem,
I understood.
yeah, I think the problem with it is it's quite often wrong because it works on probabilities. NVIDIA is rolling over a little bit here.
All right,
NVIDIA
QBT
came right
guys.
up to R6 without anger. See if it's
Let's see if QBT has another pop to 23 on it. Is it all-time high 23? Kind of. Looks like we had some stuff going on back in
holy crap.
a long time ago. Yeah, let's see if QBT can go to all-time high 23, 23.50. As you see, the round numbers are really giving you what you want, 23.15. NVIDIA was still long. Average on NVIDIA is 134.48. So here you can see my PNL and everything, guys, on my screen. My share size, my PNL and everything, guys. So you can see it. There we go, break of 23 on QBT, getting out more. So you can see live my positions and my PNL in the chat room, not in the YouTube, guys. So still NVIDIA. I want to see what NVIDIA is doing. This was great. This was amazing.
NVIDIA's pulled back to the 9 EMA, but I think it's got more, maybe it has more downside.
Yeah, John, don't chase that 9 cents. It's not worth it. Go walk Fred in the snow. That was
Walk
funny.
Fred. Fred's his
John
dog.
made $999.91 and he said, no, don't chase that 9 cents. You'll give it back. All right. QBT. All right. I'm still long NVIDIA, guys. Let's see if NVIDIA can do a pullback. QBTS, which is the D wave. That one is crazy too. I was actually thinking of buying some D wave. Wow. Wow. What a day. What a morning. What a life. What a day to be alive.
Welcome. It's your welcome back. Welcome back to Vancouver.
Welcome back to Vancouver.
I
need a vacation from all the vacations that I took. I'm so tired. I need to go to Maldives to relax from all the vacations that I had.
The Maldives. Such a long flight.
So how was your trading, Brian? You seem quiet. Are you getting squeezed on something?
Good. No. I got some good price action on Tesla. I traded PLTR, first move up.
Wow.
Tesla
QBT
continues
is
to
going to go to
appreciate.
24. I can't believe that.
Oh my God. Apes are.
This is unbelievable.
The apes are in charge.
All right, I'm getting out of NVIDIA, guys. I'm getting out of NVIDIA. I'm all out. NVIDIA is stopping me out. Just QBT. Wow. This is so good. I really don't want to focus and emphasize on PNL, but today is great PNL. I'm buying Lamborghini for everybody.
You're going to be like
everybody
you're
can
the
have a
new
Lamborghini.
Oprah Winfrey. You're the new Oprah Winfrey.
Yes. Anybody wants Lamborghini? What do you want?
You
Pink
get
one.
a Lamborghini,
Okay, baby.
and you get a Lamborghini.
What about you? You want one? Guys, I'm all out of NVIDIA, guys. So there's nothing that I have. Only 3,000 shares of QBT left. That was awesome. And give me a second, guys.
All right, IWM. Oh, what happened to MU? It It popped and dropped. What the hell? I'm going to short NVIDIA here. Just see if it gets down to the VWAP. Here we go. Oh, that was good timing. Cover some. Just a quick scalp. It's getting close to the VWAP, so it would expect a bounce here. So see what it does. Come on.
All right, guys. QUBT 24.
Here we go. I just covered some more. 34.40.
Drop 10%.
Here we go. Oh, yes.
Nice.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
What are you trading, Brian?
I'm shorting NVIDIA. I didn't want to short it till you got out of it. Couldn't trade against you. Just covering. I'll cover some more at the 134.20. 22 filled.
So you're shorting Tesla?
No, NVIDIA.
NVIDIA, yeah.
Yeah, you can see
Shorting
it
NVIDIA.
on my chart. You can. I'm sharing the book map. It's sort of a waterfall trade. I made up that it's a new trade. It's one of my new trade book plans. Ooh, Tesla pulled back. So IWM is up, and so is the Dow today. See what,
Wow, it's amazing. Who is this guy? Navid, great trading on QUBT.
choppy.
Yeah.
Choppy.
All right, guys, we're gonna
Yeah,
give a
getting
laptop
that.
away on YouTube. If you can get to 500 likes. Today is a Wednesday. Wednesday is a laptop day. But you gotta come up.
Oh, geez.
You gotta comment and give us some likes.
I just bought
Nice.
a laptop yesterday. So and now you're telling me I could have won one.
Yeah, you could have. You have 1 out of 700 chance.
There you go. Rock on.
Nice. All right. So what we're gonna do here is looking for another thing. So I'm still long on QUBT, very small share size. It's crazy now. It's the volatility. I'm surprised he hasn't got halted yet. I'm very surprised that he hasn't got halted yet. Because usually these kind of crazy things is gonna get halted. But okay, we'll take it.
Let's see what NVIDIA is going to do here.
SPY
Very,
went
very
red.
small. Yeah, small number of shares.
On what?
SPY's going. SPY. Just NVIDIA. See if it might bounce here. This is the this is VWAP here. There's a big order at 136. I don't know if it tried to get there before, couldn't do it.
All right. SPY is running up. Qs are going to go green. SMCI,
Yeah.
I think SMCI is not worth bothering anymore. Tesla keeps going up. About doing some naked crazy options. What do you think?
All right, I'm stopping out of the rest of my NVIDIA, which just small number of shares, so green on that one. Tesla's trying to break out here.
Wow. Yeah, everything is going green.
Yeah, Qs are the only thing that's red now. But give it time. It's going to move up probably. Tesla's got an order at 475.
All right, guys, no laptop because we didn't get likes enough.
Oh, come on. Let's give us some likes.
No laptop, unfortunately. 800 people, only 400 likes. So no laptop. Why do you do that? Why do you force us to say a couple of times? What does it cost you to press that like? I'm just wondering. Why are you doing this? Why people are like that?
That's weird.
I don't know why people do that. Like, I really don't understand it. It doesn't cost you anything, and you might get a laptop, but still they don't do that. It's really funny. I just really don't understand that.
Maybe they're.
If I
maybe
was
they
asking
pull
you pay
stuff away.
$5, maybe. So it's a scam. $5 pay to
Yeah,
draw
yeah,
for a
yeah.
laptop.
Yeah.
But I really
Yeah.
don't get it. Like,
They're
and you know,
free.
here's the thing: they have to like to be a part of the draw. That's another thing, is that it doesn't cost you anything. It's just benefits everybody. Like,
Yeah.
I just
Get a laptop.
understand that.
Chance at a
Get a
laptop for
laptop. Like,
free.
there is we're not taking advantage of you. There's zero downside. Fucking zero. Risk to reward is like infinity. Like,
Yeah.
they
There
still
you
don't
go.
know.
So
No.
they need to watch Mike's seminar on risk to reward.
Yeah. Like, I'm also very suspicious about internet activity. Anyone asks me to do this, click on that, I'm very, very suspicious about that. If somebody says, oh, click on this link and we'll give you $1 million, I usually don't, because that's usually the Nigerian scam and everything. But like on YouTube, come on. It's like, it's okay. That God forbids you. So Brian,
Yeah. Here we go.
what's happening? Jesse.
Well, we're seems like kind of getting into some bit of a chop here. MD's coming back up.
QBT is kind of holding. What time is the Fed's decision? Is at 2 p.m.?
Yeah, the announcement's at 2 Eastern time, and then Monsieur Powell will be speaking at 2:30. And we'll see what his take is. I think what is the general consensus? I think we're going to get a rate cut, 1/4 point, but I think it's going to be, everybody's saying it's going to be a hawkish rate cut, which means he doesn't think that the people don't think
Somebody
it's
actually donated.
really.
Somebody donated $5 for a Lamborghini. Kyle Hacktua.
There you go. See what the options market is putting it at right now. 4 hours and 42 seconds before the decision. 99% feel like he's going to cut. So that's pretty definitive.
Wow, that's nice. I'm gonna add a little bit on QBT here, guys. Let's see. Let's see if we can do another pop-up. I'm long QBT, guys. Again, adding it on that. Let's see if we can get to 24. Be careful of your share size, guys. Volatility on this amazing. Let's see if my average on QBT is just below 22, if I get a stop out or not. I would be lucky if I don't get a stop out on that. Let's see. SPY's almost flirted the all-time high.
Yeah.
Did you see President Trump
Qs are
again
coming.
tweeted about Canada to be part of US? He's serious.
Yeah. Well,
I'm serious.
I don't.
As a proud Canadian, I'm going to vote to the
he-
referendum.
No, I don't think so. I think
I'm voting.
he's
I'm
just,
voting to join. I love
I
Canada,
know.
but I like
My
to be
vote.
American.
My vote will cancel yours.
Oh, I love that. All right. So, no political comment, guys. I'm just saying facts to you. Please don't say anything political.
Yes.
Just facts.
Just the facts.
All right. NVIDIA is going back up. On NHL hockey team. All right, let's see. NVIDIA is going back up. QBT. Yeah, Alberta is like Texas. Like I moved my residency to Texas, to Alberta, Texas. I wish.
To the Texas of Canada.
Canada is still like very high, but still Canada is a much higher tax rate. However, having said that, well, here's the thing. Here's the fact. I actually feel really rich in Vancouver because I make money in US dollar, and then with this exchange rate, like like 40 cents more on my dollar. But I don't really feel rich when I go to the US. Like, you go to San Francisco or, probably Florida, New York, Texas, just so much money there. You feel like poor. Same as Dubai. I don't feel really rich in Dubai. Like there's so much money in Russian money, everything in Dubai. That I feel like a, middle class, lower middle class in Dubai. So the happiness is kind of relative to where do you live. It's very important to, because it's all relative. I mean, in Vancouver there's a lot of money, but you don't see that. Like, they're not flash. Like I'm probably the second person have a Lamborghini here. But there's so much old money here in Vancouver Park too.
That's true.
That is the problem with life, is that no matter where you go, you feel, happiness is always relative. Like this apartment that I have, like if I want to have this one like in Dubai or in San Francisco, I have to pay at least 3 times. Like I have the best place in Vancouver, best apartment. People who come to Vancouver to the VIP tickets, you're gonna come and see it. A lot of team members have been here, like view and fireplace and balcony and everything. If you want to have this one in San Francisco, you have to pay at least 16,000 a month, or something like that.
Tesla's just chopping. I think it might break out here. Here we go. It's going to break out maybe.
Tesla 471. Yeah, Tesla's great.
475.
So guys, I don't think I'm going to open any new position. I had a really, really good day. Like if anything, I might actually get stopped out on QBT, just below 22. I think it eventually goes up, but it might have stopped me out. Tesla is going to go to 470. Yeah, Tesla might go green the way that it's setting off. Brian, I'm happy that we had short calls on Tesla. It would have been fucked if you did that. 500. We wanted
I held some calls overnight. Not last night, but the night before. That worked out really well. It gapped up like $12.
I wanted to short calls at 80 cents, 500. Now it's $4. It would have been fucked.
Yeah.
And I usually do big size. So. They're $4.50. All right, guys, I'm getting out of QBT. I'm all out of QBT, guys. I stopped out on all of QBT. QBT is becoming a little bit meh. It was a great trading day for me, guys. $139,000 and some change. That was one of the best trades. What do you think hear about this, Brian? Put all of this profit into the Tesla puts. What do you think about that? We
I
buy
think
Tesla
it's a
puts.
good way to
Either we
get
become
back your money.
millionaire or we lose it all. It's not that bad. We buy Tesla puts at 500, huh? For tomorrow.
Sure.
What do you think?
Sell the puts
buy-
at 500?
No,
Or
we
you
buy
sell
the
the
puts.
calls?
No, we buy the puts.
500.
No, she shorted like a bus.
Oh, I think
Yeah, what
500 is going to be. It's already shown some resistance just before 500. I don't know. Looks a little scary.
So
to
it's
me.
$30, $31. I can buy. If I buy 100 contracts, I would have paid $300,000. But if the Tesla drops, and this can go forever. Nice, Mike Petrov, 2,400 PLRZ, 2,400. That's amazing.
Tesla's looking like it's going to try to get to 475.
And Tesla seems that it wants to go to win.
It's gonna, yeah, it's going.
QBT, yeah, QBT is kind of done. I did trade amazing. So I wanted to recap today about trade management on QBT. It was amazing. Guys, here's the thing. Now that we have time a little bit, can I ask you something? Can I say something in the chat room? Is it okay? Good time. I want to really improve the quality of your YouTube show in a way that we want to go all day, and something like Trader TV Live. But I think a little bit different from Trader TV Live. Trader TV Live is, more is gearing toward become like Bloomberg, but we want to become like a retail trading community. And for that, obviously, we need the stars like me, Brian, and Peter, and everybody who trades. And also, we need an executive producer who manage the team of the players and content creators and whatever that we have. So I want to hire somebody to become the executive producer, and essentially everybody works for him or her. Someone that can take our YouTube channel live show to a different level, because I think there's so much potential. When I see Trader TV Live and when I see their trading, I think they're a much better trader, but they are much better producers. And I'm happy to fund this project from my own money for a couple of years and see if we can actually get somewhere. So I'm going to post this job posting here in the chat. And if anyone if anyone wants to have experience, it's very important. As an executive producer, you have to hire people, you have to hire teams. So essentially, everybody wants to work for you. Me, Peter, Carlos, everybody, you hire new people, content creators, and everything. So that would be this. Apply on the LinkedIn because I review everything over there. Email me, but do please apply also in that link posting, because if you email me, I might miss your email and miss your CV, and then don't respond, and then it's a bad opportunity for me, because I like to actually have that. So so that would be very nice. Potentially, they can actually open a studio somewhere, even somewhere in the Eastern time zone. I was really thinking of moving out of Vancouver, because Eastern time zones are, Eastern time zone is very important for me. I can't really do a great show in the Pacific time zone. Yeah, it's very, very early in the morning. So
unless you're Megan, who can get up at 3 in the morning.
It's not sustainable. I used to do that. Like I used to run from 5 to 6. I used to wake up at 4:45. For years, we used to do 4:45 to 5:45. We went to the gym with my friends when I was early 30s. But now I need my sleep. Again, I'm feeling really aging. So, having said that, so I might actually, I was thinking of Colombia, maybe going to Toronto. Dubai is the issue with the Dubai is the time zone really very difficult.
Late, yeah. Dubai, it's late. What is it?
I was
It's like
thinking
9
of
o'clock there now. Or...
Yeah, trading is good in Dubai, but the issue is when running the whole show and running the business in Dubai time zone is very difficult. So I was actually thinking of maybe Colombia as an option. It's the Eastern time zone. It's pretty nice. Montreal is also very nice. I like the lifestyle in Montreal too. People are so chill.
Really?
Toronto
You don't speak
definitely is
French?
one of the best. No, we learn French. You don't need to actually speak French.
No, but they, yeah, that's true. They can be a little put off by you English people. Let's see. Tesla seems to be kind of stuck here for the time being. There's definitely a seller around 475, 474.
Efren, I might join you too in Buenos Aires. Efren, we had a really good time with Efren. Efren, my friend here in the chat, he came to Colombia. He's from Argentina. He's a very nice guy, very, very nice guy. And, I'd like to actually hang out with Efren.
Yeah, lives in Buenos Aires. Does some sailing. This is the great thing about the community. We met some and had some good times with a lot of people.
All right, Q's went red, guys. This market has no joke. John Rafsila, yeah, your wife is from Buenos Aires. How did you find such a hot wife, John, from Buenos Aires? Did you drug her? How did you convince her to marry you? All right, so this NUKK is crazy too, huh? Wow, it just keeps getting halted.
What's that? NUKK?
Yeah,
Holy crap!
and UKK.
What is that?
So crazy. I don't know. Is this the first time? Right,
Yeah, volatility halt again.
Yeah, this one is.
Wow.
What's the new Nucleus? What's this company? Never heard of that one.
I don't know. Let's take a boo and see what it is.
That is great, guys. So very nice trading. The situation is very good in all fronts. We're gonna give laptop.
It seems like it's just a shell company. They did
Israeli Iron Dome. They have a stake in Israeli Iron Dome.
Yeah, they did a reverse take where they did a reverse stock split, which meant that all the existing shareholders got wiped out.
Yep.
In the shell.
It's a defense sector drone stuff. Yeah, this.
Yeah, drones seem to be hot.
Wow. This is unbelievable. Yeah, but that kind of doesn't make sense. That looks like a shorter squeeze. But isn't it the war in Israel is ending? So why would they run up like that? Like now Syria is gone. All the Israel's enemy are really severely weak. I don't know why this one is. It might be a short squeeze, because I know in Twitter some people were pumping up these drone companies. I saw a couple of posts that some people are trying to pump some of these big drone companies. It could be a short squeeze,
Yeah.
or
Well, what
maybe
is the? It's a very this NUKK is a really low float stock, because that's what they did with the RTO, the reverse takeover, and then the reverse stock split. They just they took the number of shares down to almost nothing, 1.7 million shares, and then what they'll do is they'll sell more shares to somebody else. Wow, they could do a secondary offering now here.
yeah, this is the time to do that. Yeah, that's great. But it's very difficult,
Yeah.
guys. These kind of things are good for it's a very standard swing trading, penny stock trading. But for day trading, it's a little bit difficult to manage the risk on these ones. Like, see, constantly getting halted, like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
This is the 5th halt. So
After about the second or third, it gets a little dicey, I think.
yeah, Megan, you did a really nice bounce from Tesla. It's against Elon Musk. Definitely.
NVIDIA. NVIDIA's got a lot of orders to the upside through 136. There's also some orders at 134, so I don't know. It's kind of sitting in the middle here.
What's this? So what about YouTube, guys? What's your trading going on? $475 on Tesla. Unbelievable, this company, man. Elon Musk is he's after the election, it became double 215. Over 100% up. This company earlier this year was trading at 140. Trades like a penny a stock.
I want to see him get fired by Trump on Twitter.
That would be super funny. Like President Trump on his own platform. That would be really interesting.
Yeah, like he did with what was that guy's name? Rex Tillerson, the CEO of the ex-CEO of Exxon or something.
That would be legendary.
Yeah, that would be classic.
So I'm looking for the next opportunity. What's QBT do? Did it sold off? Yeah. Well, I'm glad. I'm very proud of QBT. Such a move from 18 to 24. $6 move. ELTR bounce back. Tesla is struggling. Yeah, there is nothing else that I see, guys. Like NUKK is interesting, but again, this is not tradable. Uber is keep hitting the scanner. What's Uber up to? Keep going higher, huh? Yeah, Uber is interesting. Definitely, it wasn't good for Uber because, even after the election, really dropped. It's not actually because of the election, but before. Yeah, Uber. I guess if this robots and stuff, so. All right. So,
Okay, well,
Brian, how was your day?
No, it's good. Overall, Tesla short at the open, PLTR. Didn't get all of that move, but PLTR was a nice trade. And NVIDIA, the NVIDIA short worked out. So
NVDA.
right now I'm kind of sitting, I don't have any trades on right now. Just looking at, so I should start looking for an Avi trade, see if See if there's anything there. Avi likes to look at higher time frames and then just trade it at support and resistance. Actually, NVIDIA is kind of at a pretty important level right now in terms of support and resistance. And this 135 level has been both support and resistance. So it's in the past couple days.
Wow, it's unbelievable, guys. This is amazing. QBT have died. AVGO, Broadcom. This one is also lost the thing. OKLO sold off, huh? Sam Altman.
Broadcom, I've got some 260 calls that I'm short. I mentioned that in the swing trade video that I put out on the weekend as a possible trade. And yeah, I put that on Monday afternoon.
VKTX, this one was a Viking pharmaceutical, huh? Yeah, Viking therapeutic.
VKTX, Viking, yeah.
Yeah, we traded before in the past. Any question, guys? Now that the market is a little bit slow, before we give the laptop away, any question? Any question? The chat room.
What did Will?
So Morpheus.
Nice trade on Tesla.
Trading terminal. Any question, guys, about the trades that we did today? Do you think RGTI is following QBT? So I don't know. Let me take a look at it. So one thing that we have is we have a sympathy play. So sympathy play is that when one sector starts going up, one company, the other companies in that sector might also move. So RGTI seems like they already have done a nice move, but they're not 100% always correlated. So I wouldn't bet on that Rigetti computing follows exactly like that. But and remember, guys, we're already overbought on many of these on a daily chart. So the question is, if you want to buy now, so you want to see if actually it's a good idea to buy now and hold it or not. So that's. So Luz is asking a question in YouTube that we don't know what happens with the market, but do you have any stock that you want to recommend to hold? My answer to that is buy an exchange traded fund diversified and then hold on to that. This stock picking, based on my experience, is very tricky for retail traders because, for example, if you figure out this QBT, this quantum computer, and then you think there's a really good potential, you don't want to go all in. You want to put like 5% of your portfolio in that trading. 5%, you get 20%, and then average out, and then you get for the whole portfolio, you get few percent going up. You might, and then you just have to over and over and over. If you do all in, then this one goes up 100%, then you double your money. But when you get to that loss, which will happen, that's just as certain as gravity, it will get into that loss, then you wipe out your life. So based on my experience, just diversify everything. Instead of finding this opportunity, put 5%. Finding that guy on social media, put 5%. Reading something on that forum, put 5%. And then average out of these big profit and losses eventually, you might just have done everything, even with leverage. Like I was on leverage on Interactive Brokers on the last year bull run. Like I borrowed from Interactive Brokers and just went in there. That's my opinion. That's why you see in my chart, you can see in my chart right now that I have all of my, position bonds and stocks. And with the excess liquidity that I have, so right now my account is $8,150,000 and some change. My buying power is, give me a second, is 23 million right now. $0.4 million. So with the excess buying power, I day trade, but my whole position is exposed to the ups and downs of the market. And then I beat the market. I posted my P&L was like, last year I've made 100%, while the S&P 500 give you like 25%. So, that 75% alpha that you get is from day trading. I posted that, P&L. It's also in my book that I'm publishing soon, so you can see that. So the whole idea here is that you make money out of the excess liquidity. Like I have a lot of people I know in this community that they have a lot of money, and these guys better to put all of their money in a diversified ETF. And then with the excess buying power that you have, that's why I like, interactive brokers. I'm not really looking at these cheap bullshit brokers. And then with that excess margin, you day trade. Again, you can find Bitcoin. Okay, I'm already having Bitcoin. MSTR is part of a SPY. I'm already exposed a small percentage of my portfolio to crypto. AI, Andrew, AI, you're missing on AI. Okay, your Amazon is an AI company now. Meta is an AI company now. Like NVIDIA is in there. Broadcom, they're all in the part of the S&P 500, diversified, professionally managed for you. What about real estate, Andrew? You're missing out on real estate. You have no idea. Crazy. Yeah. Okay. 11% of S&P 500 is real estate, commercial real estate, residential real estate. So I'm exposing to that. Andrew, what if the crashes and everything? Well, if the market crashes, your real estate also crashes. Don't you remember 2009, 2008? When the market dropped, your real estate was also bullshit. People think that if you put their money into something, diversification is important, but a lot of these assets are actually correlated. If S&P 500 drops 30%, which can happen, your house also drops 30%. But there's a difference that your house has a cost for maintenance, mortgages, taxes, vacancy, and everything. But your S&P 500 doesn't have any maintenance. So that's my thing. I'm a sophisticated investor, and I'm not going to buy any more property. Like I have 4 property. Probably my ex-wife will take all of them, but I'm not going to buy. Maybe I buy one more, and just have one. Maybe primary resident is good because you get a lot of tax, personal tax income and stuff. But keep buying properties, keep buying Airbnbs. I see people are coming and suggesting these. These are when you actually run the numbers on a financial level. Doesn't really make sense. I know a lot of people, let's go buy in South America, Colombia. It's really good, cheap. Yeah, it's good, cheap, but there are issues with that. You're exposed to, a currency. You can't hedge your currency. Then you put $1 million of US dollar, you buy an amazing place, but it's a junk currency. It just keeps going down, and you never get that money back. So that's my recommendation. If you have big money, just dump it into a really good ETF. And then with the excess buying power, learn how to trade. And the good thing is about it is you're in cash. You don't care if the CEO gets shot. You don't care if Elon Musk manipulates the market. You don't, care if President Trump tweets. You don't care if the, Feds does that. You are in very diversified portfolio. Best ETF, Erica, is also different. Like I am in VOO, but VOO which is the S&P 500. But you can also do the leveraged one too. Like if you want to have a little bit, if you want to be super aggressive, go with SSO. SSO is the leverage of S&P 500. So, back into last year, it was like 40 something. So this is a 2 times leverage. So if you want to be more aggressive, go to SSO. Don't go to 3. SPXL, 3, these are very tricky. Like the TNA, the loss that I had, 3 very tricky because, a 20% drop, pullback, it make drop like 60-70%, and then it's difficult to come back. But 2 is pretty good. Like if there was an ETF of 1.5 of SPY, I would have bought 1.5 leverage is pretty good. Like, but again, depending on what style of risk management you have.
Yeah, the beta ETFs, the higher the beta, certainly the higher the risk, and they can. It's like as always, double-edged sword. If you got the direction right, you're going to do well. But if you get the direction wrong, it's really going to wipe out your portfolio. And it's more important to live to trade another day.
Yeah, it's super important. Like I am at the stage of my life that I don't want to really risk anything else because I'm very close to retirement. I want to retire. If that account becomes like 10 million, I'm retired. I want to go on the beach, drink my pina colada until my miserable life ends. So I don't want to risk anything else.
Boring.
And I don't want to become a billionaire. So, like, I want to be like that. So NVIDIA went back to the break of high of the day, guys. NVIDIA, see, Jim Cramer is right. Jimmy is right.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it's, well, it's right at high of day anyway.
So any other question, guys? I can go on rant for you before we do the laptop giveaway. Laptop. Let's like, guys. Who hasn't liked the video? Maybe I give Lambo. Come on, guys. Whoever hasn't liked the video, laptop day or Lambo day, which one you want? At 1 million subscriber, I'm going to give a Tesla away. Maybe a Cybertruck. Laptop
Can you
day.
even get one?
Yeah, I think so. They're not back orders anymore. John sent me the information. Actually, they're pretty nice too.
Oh.
Like they're 100,000 and they're pretty cute. I might actually buy that. Like, I don't need a car. That's the problem. But yeah, you can. They're not back ordered anymore.
I don't really like the look of the car. Just my personal opinion. Kind of looks. It's huge. It's huge. It's like when one of them come at you, it's like, holy cow, what is that?
Another thing that we can do instead of laptop, because laptop is also really difficult to ship and everything. Maybe we can do free membership, free bootcamp, free coming to Vancouver VIP, free retreat. We want to do more retreats. We can do all sorts of free things on YouTube and in the chat room. Is the Lambo fuel efficient? No, it's not fuel efficient at all. Like that's horrible. Yeah. So what about this one? What about we give a free bootcamp? Yeah, I think it's better than laptop, huh? What do you think? Free membership over a laptop. Yeah, exactly. That's give a man a fish, feed him for a day, that kind of thing. That teach a person to trade, he lose money for life. That kind of thing. We can do that. All right. What about this one? What about the winner is gonna get 1 year membership in community?
That's pretty cool. Tesla's breaking out here. Looks like it's trying to get back to PDC, maybe 480 area.
So in your depending on the platform that you're using, the question is, how do we know that it's shortable? So in the look at my screen. In your trading platform, there's a S here. That S means that their stock is shortable. And if you click on that, it even says roughly how many shares is shortable. All right. So let's see, guys. Last chance for liking the video. Last chance. Last chance to comment. Last chance to ask your questions. Here we go. Do you have my screen, Brent?
Yep, I got it.
All right, perfect. Let's do it, guys. The winner is gonna get a free bootcamp and 1 year membership. What do you think about that? Let's go. Let's go.
NVIDIA NVIDIA's breaking out as we
breaking
roll
out
the dice. Click, 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 click. The number one winner.
Kyle
winner is
Taylor. Kyle Taylor shorting
And the-
Tesla. Kyle, you just won something. He's not listening to us. Kyle, short Tesla.
All right.
Nice. Congratulations. I don't think he's listening. He's shorting Tesla.
Yeah, he's too busy shorting Tesla. Tesla chop chop, and then NVIDIA's moving up here, moving on up.
I know NVIDIA is great. I wish if I was out, they didn't add on it, my entry would have been amazing on it.
Yeah, here you go. So I told you 136. Here's the 136. Didn't quite fill all those orders. It's probably going to come back up, grab the rest of them. There's an order at 137 as well. Just going to get a pullback here.
SPY is going higher. So somebody asked, is it QBT is going to go higher? I don't think it's going to bounce back back to 24 anymore. Honestly, I think it's the
already,
time of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's already played out.
Laid out.
Yeah.
All right. Any other question, guys? Right now, that market is a little bit slower. John, how do you like your Tesla? I think one of the reasons that Tesla is moving is because John purchased the Tesla.
John's a proud Tesla holder. I'll just get long here. Just get long back to see if we get back to 135 on 136 on NVIDIA.
Yeah, so everybody is eligible for the draw. The reason that we do the draw on YouTube is like Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is always giving back to his subscribers and stuff. So we want to acknowledge you. Thank you for following us and watching us. And if you really want to become seriously trader, come join us. And if you really want to be a gambler, somewhere else. This penny stock picking and the next big pump and dump. Not here. But if you really want, like my life is to follow my life in Instagram, that's my life. That's how you go down all the way from the first time that I was a broke idiot and all the way now that I'm traveling the world, climbing big mountains. That's trading. It's trading, and I'm doing it live in front of you. I want to inspire you to give it a good shot. I can't promise you make it, but at least I can give you a good shot at it. Our community is all about that.
Yeah.
The laptop giveaway or membership giveaway or bootcamp giveaway is to help you to have a fair shot at it. Because a lot of people, I think, in trading, they don't get a fair shot at it. They come and they lose a lot of money on this NUKK or AQTX or something like that. And then they say, oh, fuck trading, blah, blah, and look away. No, if you want to really build your life, you got to give a fair shot at it, for trading. Like, fart coin. What the fuck is fart coin? Like, fart coin market cap is $1 trillion. This is a literally meme that they said, let's make a coin. So these are the people that they're losing their money, and a lot of who I'm talking about. But there's more than fart coin into the financial market. There are more than this Haktua coin, a scammer that they did. The financial market, so much potential, but if you gotta treat it professionally. You remember that Haktua girl, Brian? She did also pump and dump on the Bitcoin. Of course, anyone who's a scammer is shady with a little bit of follower. You can get rich just with one meme coin. But there is truth to financial market.
NVIDIA just taking some profits there, 136 through 136.
So there are truths to financial market that you can build wealth, a lot of it over time. But you have to know what you're doing. You have to know the risk management. You have to resist these junk tradings. Like I was watching a podcast, from one of these famous anthropologists, the guy who has the book called Sapiens. What was he?
Oh yeah,
Noah something.
was
He's
that
early
was
guy. Noah
one
Harari.
of that's one of Bill Gates' favorite books.
Yeah, it's really good book. I listened to that in when I was stuck in Denali on the mountains. I listened to it. It's a big book, amazing audiobook. Yuval Harari, and so he's a great guy. He's Israeli. He lives in Jerusalem. Yeah, I think he's an anthropologist or historian, and it's a very nice book. But in one of his podcasts, he was saying that, in the past, humans or most of animals, they don't have food, and then when they find food, they consume as much as possible. Same thing is now with the information. Like now, information is so available everywhere that the most of them you have to treat like junk information, like junk food. You go, there's so many junk food everywhere, then you have to stay away from it. Oh, I don't want sugar, I don't want that, I don't want that. Same as information. There is a lot of information that, according to him, again, I'm quoting him, that there is a lot of information that are junk, and you have to stay away from it. They make you fat, like not maybe physically, but mentally, they make you bloated and stupid. Like the same thing. Like when you go into the financial market, there is a lot of Haktua and Fartcoin and everything. These are junk financial information. But you have to stay away from it. Otherwise, you get diabetes. You become that you want to focus. You want to be that lean community with six packs that trade properly, live in front of you, and we generate wealth, a lot of it. Like in this Colombia retreat, they know what they're doing. Like Efren, he sold it 3 companies. Like a lot of people are really successful. Avi, a lot of people are successful professionals, make a lot of money, but do it the right way. And I know the market is niche. I know that we can never become a very big YouTube channel, just because if you want to become a big YouTube channel, you have to target idiots. But we don't want to target idiots. We want to slowly handpick the amazing people to bring them to our community, to Vancouver, to my house, to our retreats. And it doesn't bother me if I don't have 10,000 people watching me live, or it doesn't bother me if I don't have or we don't have a lot of followers, but we have high quality followers, people who read books, people who follow good information. The name of the book is Sapiens.
Sapiens,
Sapiens, yeah.
And our community is just so solid. We're in Colombia. A bunch of people came down from the community. Everyone was, very serious about trading, but also lots of fun. We had a really good time.
They're great people. Like everybody was talking about, I learned something from them. Great people, great, amazing.
Yeah, we played together. We worked hard together. We learned together.
And I really do believe that like Bareboat Traders was the best thing ever happened to me, because it's just fun. Like running it is really fun. Having friends everywhere is fun. Like it's so much fun in Colombia. I don't have a lot of friends in Vancouver, but everywhere else I go, I have a lot of amazing friends. It's so much fun. Like I really wish that you guys come to Vancouver end of March. I really, really hope that I can see many of you in Vancouver. I'm super excited to see many of you in Vancouver. If you're not broke by that time, if you don't have your account.
Why don't we talk a bit about that? Because I think people are wondering when is the registration open yet, or it's not ready yet?
Vancouver, yeah, it's open. Yeah,
it's already open. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We have already people signing up, 50, 60 people signing up. Our goal is 200. Right. So I know it's a little bit early, but the earlier you sign up, you help us plan it better. So I think 50, 60 people. So like 12 VIP tickets sold. So they're coming to my place and we drive the Lambo together.
And I think there's a number of people that are talking about coming early or staying late, going to make it go up to Whistler.
So there's, I think Avi and a bunch of other people want to go a few days earlier to go skiing, because you can ski end of March. You can still ski really well in Whistler Blackcomb. And it's a good time because
lots of good
end of March, really good skiing is still deep powder in the mountains, and it's not busy because a lot of people don't come after like mid-March anymore. A lot of tourists, and becomes very. Some of the best skiing I had in my life was in April in Vancouver, and the city is warm enough that you can go to the beach. But there's still powder in the mountains. It's gorgeous time. Cherry blossoms are coming. Fire Vancouver. Everybody hates Vancouver right now, but in March, yeah, so
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
hell yeah. Oh, there you coming. There you go. There is coming.
Yeah.
So Carrie sign up. I know Cindy sign up. A lot of people who were in
signed up,
Colombia,
yeah.
they sign up.
Yeah.
Gary, what are you trading? Wow, NVIDIA short. Peter did NVIDIA short, but he's probably covering now because he's moving up. So I didn't have a mentor, Jack Sparrow, in a way that I work closely with, like the way that Paris does mentoring or Avi does it. But Brian was pretty a good mentor for me. He never really worked with me one-to-one, but we were trading together. We originally were in the chat room together, and we learned some stuff together. So I learned a lot from Brian. If I want to say it, I had one mentor that really helped me figure out things.
Yeah. I helped you lose money at the beginning.
Yeah, Brian introduced me to a chat room. There was an idiot guy who was running this chat room. He was the most idiot you could ever imagine. Like, he was crazy. And
Yeah. It was
this guy, the
entertaining.
only thing that this guy was doing just averaging down on these penny stocks. It's a recipe for disaster. And this averaging down, habits, I got it from him back in those times. That was the idiot. I think he still runs something, but I think he's pretty much lost all of his fame.
Yeah. And then we read about him. He hit some guy on the golf course with one of his golf clubs. Because he was
Let's not mention his
he was
name
really
because it's
intense.
crazy. No, don't mention
No,
his name. This is
go
crazy. He would be
No,
coming
no,
to
I'm not
kill
going to
us.
mention his name. I don't think we. Yeah, we don't need to mention any names. But he was entertaining, and then
It
Andrew
was
used
super
to needle him.
I used to what?
Chat room. He didn't. He used to needle him, like he used to ask him questions that would piss him off.
Yeah, I changed my name to Sarah in the chat room. Like when I was in the chat rooms, because usually when you ask questions, if like your name is Aziznia, nobody answers you. When it's Sarah, everybody asks, "Hey, what's this hotkey?" A lot of people are trying to help you. Okay, all right. So yeah, I was using a girl's name in the chat room to get more attention, and that also helps. All right, guys. So here's the deal. I'm gonna do a recap because I had a pretty good day. So we're gonna cut it off. Anyone wants to Paris? How was your trading day? QBT, nice. There you go.
I'm long.
Paris did
I'm
also
long
the same trade
Tesla.
as me. Nice.
Tesla's breaking out. I'm long Tesla here, so I think it's going to go back to this close to 480 anyway.
Amazing, Jose. That's the whole point of that boot camp. Amazing. That we want you to learn the mistakes. Okay, so as you see here, the trade that Paris did is very similar to what I did. So we got chopped up a little bit at the open here, and then we eventually get this massive squeeze on QBT. These are the things that is really good. And you see my screen, guys, very solid PNL for me for today. I'm going to do a recap just to show off how much money I have. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm going to talk about the trade management here. So it was a really amazing thing. And yeah, Paris, do you want to come on? Because I want to take a quick break. I have a meeting at 8.
I'm selling these some of these Tesla calls here. I'm in the 470s. All right, that's it, everybody.
Thanks,
we stayed on a long time.
Kyle, we're gonna give you the free boot camp as promised. Kyle Taylor, congratulations, buddy. I don't think he actually listened to us.
Maybe he's
I don't think
pissed
he
off.
actually
He
got
wanted
it.
a laptop.
Yeah. Awesome.
Anyway,
Thanks.
all right, everybody. We stuck on there a long time. Have a great rest of your day. And yeah, just remember, 2 o'clock Fed rate decision, 2:30 Powell speak. It's probably going to make the markets a little volatile, and MU after the close. So thanks, everyone. Cheers.